This is a 2-pack of solar panels designed for charging Ring cameras. I was sent these to review for free. If you wanted to purchase them, they would cost you about $33 for the 2-pack. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinion remains unknown. So in the box, we get 2 of these panels, and these panels have a nominal rating of 6 volts, 3 watts. They come with a 1/4x20 mounting point here, and they come with this, you can screw this into a wall or a post, and then you adjust the panel, position it where you want, tighten this up, and it'll hold the panel for you. Now, the plug here comes with this little barrel connector, and so if your camera accepts one of these barrel connectors, it's a 3.45 millimeters, so it's probably a 3.5 outside barrel connector. Very tiny plug on the inside here. It looks like 1.3 millimeter opening, so it's probably for a 1 millimeter plug. And it has 2 O-ring gaskets there to make kind of a watertight seal. Now, they also include these guys here, so if your camera uses a USB-C plug, you just plug this in like that, and it seals in there, and then adapts it to the USB-C connector. And when that went in, it bowed out this plastic a little bit, so the outside O-ring is, pushing that plastic out a little bit. It looks like the inside O-ring is in there pretty well, so that looks like a pretty watertight seal there. So let's take this outside and see how much power it puts out. So the first thing I'm going to use to test it is this little guy, which has a relatively low power draw. So charging this guy up at 5 volt level, it draws about 1.6 watts. So the panels are rated at 3 watts, so in the sunshine I would expect them to be able to provide at least 2 watts. So hopefully it should be able to charge this guy at its full rate that it can draw. Alright, I have the solar panel up there approximately facing the sun, and we are, you may not be able to read this in the sunlight, it is 4.7 volts at 0.35 amps, so about 1.5 watts here. So it is charging this guy here up about as much as it needs. So it's not doing a full 3 watts, but it's definitely charging the device. So under no load conditions, it's at 4.9 volts, so it is regulated to a 5 volt supply when using this USB-C plug. I have this load set to 1/2 amp draw, so the voltage is sagging a bit to 4.6 volts at 1/2 amp. So I think realistically, 1/2 amp or less is what you can expect out of this solar panel under kind of typical solar illumination. So 0.5 amp times 5 volts is 2.5 watts. We actually are sagging down to 4.6 volts, so it's a little bit less than 2.5 watts. So it might be a 3 watt rated panel. I think you can count on getting 2, maybe 2.5 watts out of it. So it's pretty much meeting its ratings. The 3 watts is for perfect sun, and I think it's going to work pretty well for charging up small outdoor devices that need some power just to keep working. Alright, so full overcast conditions. Power output's gone down significantly. We're down to basically 0.1 amp here, so it's 0.4 watts, and the voltage is sagged to 4.1 volts.